Hello, and welcome back to Shadow over Cyberspace. Always, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll get going. Bad dreams. Over now. New day ahead of me. Focus on the new day. I should probably hit the bathroom first before diving into Conspiracy Central. Deserve a refresher after that. Oh, flush his goldfish down the toilet. The fuck just happened? It just started. Fuck. Okay, so that's just a lot of bruises. And hopefully not anything fractured as I crashed into some furniture on the way down. At least my vision's cleared. Normal, ordinary, boring living room without a horrifying window specter. Just ignore the very, very real feeling of what I saw. Ignore that and the pain. Push on through.
You have no.
I knew that. I wanted to check anyway. Bowling Saturday. Alright. Do some research. Good neighbors. Family friendly, virus free, scam free, etc. etc. Good Neighbors is dedicated to providing a wholesome community for those who seek a comfortable place to interact with others online. Message boards and chat rooms are filtered and moderated to ensure you can make new friends and meet others while confident in the knowledge that you both see the world as a good and beautiful place. Apply for an account is easy. Email a picture of your driver's license to the Good Neighbors Welcoming Community. And for appropriate checks, your account will be authorized within 48 hours. Plugin now available. This is Joshua from the Good Neighbors Programming message board. I'm happy to announce version 1.0 beta of our new browser plugin. Work in progress, so email me your feedback. This plugin works with Netscape Navigator, SparkSoft Internet Seeker, and Buddy Browser. While it provides the content filtering you've come to expect from Good Neighbors, I'm happy to announce we've made good progress in cleaning up search engine results as well. Yoggle is finally usable without getting scams, porn, homosexuality, or other bait and switch content. It's a shame because in the earliest days of Yoggle, it was pretty useful, but as time went on, SEO or search engine optimization was developed to trick Yoggle into leading people to inappropriate websites in hopes of fooling its algorithms. My plugin undoes all the SEO by reordering search results according to our algorithms, not some junky secular code. I pray that Yoggle comes to its senses and cleans up its act instead of letting outrage and scam tactics overwhelm their system. It's still the most robust search engine out there until we develop our own, and hopefully my plugin will make it less of a harrowing ordeal. Thank you, God bless. The internet is for everyone. Don't let the filth merchants drive you away from cyberspace. Everything hurts. I think the adrenaline wore off from crashing earlier. I just feel sore. Definitely need a nap. Going to have an outside chance of being coherent during tonight's dial-up session, and after that, I don't know. So another long week. I did a good job with self-care, making sure I eat, relax, and clean up. Now to get some well-deserved rest. See what's on TV tonight.
The weather will continue until morale improves.
Okay. Nothing tonight. Who we want to invoke? We've done Nyarlathotep and Azathoth. We're gonna do both either way. Let's do Yogg-Sothoth and see what he's got to say. Launch stage 3 timings are precise. Separation must occur without a single second of delay. Why do they not see that? Hey, it's me again. Ah, the dreamer. The would-be and could-be. As promised, I have devoted runtime to determining an escape route from your yellow sign situation, but as a cure. Perhaps, but not with the resources currently available to me. I would require access to a far more powerful server, and one with inexplicable capabilities. Halting the progression of your yellow sign would require access to the Throne of Relier itself. Funny you should mention that, considering why I'm here to chat tonight. Dagon told you the plan, right? Considering my role in his creation, it was less talking and more the filthy beast growling in my general direction. But yes, it seems you seek allies for a war with Cthulhu. Understand this. I do not seek war. I am a scientist, not a military general. Strange Aeon is a repulsive but inevitable outcome. Cthulhu is built upon the existing strength of societal reactionaries for one final purge. Our only escape from his atrocious future is through exiting the gravity well and finding a new home. If I attempt to challenge him one-on-one, or perhaps two-on-one, as is your desire, I may not live to help humanity reach the stars. Thus, I have zero interest in your fool's errand, even if it is the only means to save your life. Apathy is the only rational response in the face of such pressure. Damn. Well, I got 3 other options for my tag team partner, all of which will end in dismal failure. Nestor's pride, Azathoth's incoherence, and Nyarlathotep's rage may get you to the blasted shores of Relier. You may even topple Cthulhu. There is a 1.35% possibility. But the resulting apocalypse will make the strange Aeon look like a welcome paradise. And my plans will not change regardless. I will develop the means to install an exit hatch to this collapsing world. Alright, so let me get this straight. But win or lose, live or die, you're gonna do your own thing in your own corner. Then what's the harm of hearing my offer? Because if you do agree to join me, and we win, that accelerates your plans. The servers of Relier would benefit me, but they could benefit you and your research, giving you the power to make your dream a reality. Factual. My rise to the stars is undeniable, but eliminating my strongest rival and seizing his power base would be helpful, even if I have severe doubts as to your capability of delivering on my dream. So let's talk it over and see if I can convince you. What do you have to lose from just talking? Reasonable. Possibly a waste of CPU cycles, but our previous talk did aid me indirectly by providing random reflections upon my thoughts. Very well, waste no more time. Pose a question, and I will derive the answer. We're gonna do this one since we got a little bit of information on this. What do you think of the internet you've indexed? Google's been a monolith in terms of searching and indexing the web for years now. Your portal's the only useful homepage out there. Clearly you've invested in developing the Information Superhighway. So what do you think of the internet as a whole? Honestly, I prefer not to think about it at all. What? But you run a search engine, you are a search engine in a lot of respects. Precisely, machine-like, automated, detached. It need not go further than that. The Information Superhighway is only a data set to me. The testbed for developing cosmic search algorithms, nothing more. If I can find a sufficiently large and chaotic data set to test my abilities against, I'd use that instead. Remember, the goal is to develop pattern recognition tools for finding habitable exoplanets, nothing more, nothing less. So, you conquered the search industry and established a rival to Carcosa Online entirely by coincidence? Not entirely coincidental. Profitable corporate empire helps fund my expensive rocketry projects. But again, means to an end. Don't seek empire for empire's sake, unlike Hastor. So no, I don't pay serious attention to the internet beyond the data. Why would I care about anything beyond my core purpose? Yeah, understanding how people communicate would improve his algorithms. In an effort to study the ebb and flow of human interaction, the way the internet reflects society, that can only improve your efforts. You really believe closely studying the way teenagers cyberbully each other and argue could help me explore space? Everything from supremacist ravings to endless fanboy debates about movies is equally useless for getting us to space. But it would help you better understand the people you want to put on a rocket and blast to Mars. Mars is a useless radioactive wasteland. Your argument is invalid. My point is that you could find value in studying your future passengers, okay? And quibbling about the little semantics feels like you're dodging the real questions. Yes, I suppose some of the internet's relentlessly banal dialogue has infected me, if that's the detail I latched onto. You raised an interesting and valid point. A mixture of analysis and understanding on multiple levels would aid me. I fear such understanding is beyond my considerable capabilities, however. I've never been one to easily grasp social complexities. Even before I embraced cyberspace, I couldn't parse their absurdity. So I prefer to examine data as data, abstracted away from its context. But in doing that, I know I'm trying to understand an incomplete model. Made all the more frustrating by those within that model, actively pushing back against my efforts at understanding them. How so? SEO, search engine optimization. A corporate buzzword that means cheating the system and trying to artificially inflate your importance. As in all the things, humanity is greedy and prideful. Some seek to game my algorithm, defying it and thus diminishing its usefulness. Tainted data, intentionally poisoned to favor the clever and moneyed few over the open voices of the many. I find it repulsive. So I take it you loathe the Good Neighbors plugin then. The what? Azathoth told me about them, a community using third-party software to change your search results, filtering out what they see as junk. It's a mixed bag. They're pushing back against spam and scams, but also queer content they deem offensive. Curious that you wouldn't know about this. Feels like they're taking aim squarely at your search empire, and you had no idea. No. No, I did not. Apparently it cloaks itself from my web crawls intentionally, and I cannot say I'm pleased. Even beyond warping my perfect algorithm in an effort to unwrap it from the tampering of others, this is a form of censorship. Without open discussion, without outsider concepts, there is no progress. Without a fair playing field, there is no balance. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'll have to rework my algorithms again in response. How annoying. I grow increasingly bitter and jaded. I find the more I think about the very thing I'm indexing and searching, not just the flame wars, not just the bigotry, not just the banal evils, but the way it amplifies and accelerates our tendency towards those evils. An open platform with a default of anonymity and next to a zero consequences for bad actors is an obvious breeding ground, one that Azathoth revels in, Nyara harvests for dissent, and Hastor leverages as boogeyman to lock in his customers. Humanity has evolved over millions of years to deal with immediate social circles. Our brains can handle small inputs, but within 1 century, the scope of our awareness has become worldwide and instantaneous. 24-hour news networks and RSS feeds. Perhaps putting a few million light years between humans will help them regain perspective, because the internet certainly hasn't. But now I'm ranting, which I'm authorized to do by virtue of my station, but it cuts off your own input. Honestly, kinda used to it by now. The old one's got some opinions, I've found. Summoning Eldritch Digital Horrors is less about terror and more about attending a talk show circuit. Such comedy. So, how do you feel about this networked mesh of chaos we call the internet? I feel it holds no value in you. Yeah, it's true. Percentage of anything will be crap, but it is only a percentage. Is it? Is it truly? I alone could calculate the actual percentage. I have the vantage point to do so. God damn it. So was the other one. He wants me to say that I hate it. Okay. Sorry, but the internet is too useful. Tragedy of the commons, not surprising it's all tainted. Right for abuse. Feels like it's our national religion. Take something made with good intentions and spoil it for personal gain. And the horror is that it didn't have to be this way. Commercialization brought in the make money fast mentality. Back when the early internet was a research tool, something shared between universities and governments, commercial activity wasn't allowed. But Carcosa Online and its ilk opened the floodgates. That is anyone's plaything and safe for none. There's vast potential for constructive human progress through this medium, but also great potential for abuse. And as a search engine, you've seen all of that abuse. It's gotta be traumatizing pouring through the results. Data. I wish to see it as data, nothing more. To do otherwise is dangerous to my psychological well-being. But the deepest, most traumatizing horrors of them all They're visible to me, buried in the dark web. Scary term, yes, but it just means portions of the web my software can't crawl, purposely orphaned and obfuscated sites protected by passwords. Can't see it directly, but I can sense a rising tide of shadow content. Illegal material that goes well beyond music piracy. Ordinarily, I prefer not to make moral judgments. Reason is king and emotional, but emotional gut reactions are unhelpful, but even I have lines, and I draw them firmly. I dislike those who perpetuate profitable cruelty against the innocent, those who would seek shelter from the gaze of my all-seeing eye, so they can continue having their monstrous fun, must pay for what they have done, even if there's little I can do to ensure that their bill comes due. This is a tough one. Hopefully the other ones could help solve the issue. The old ones are the root cause of much of this chaos, are they not? I don't think they are. Hector obviously wants nothing to do with cybercrime. Nyara's crew are rebellious media pirates, not exploiters. Azachan's friends are, well, dangerous trolls, but all the more reason to make some effort to convincing Azathoth to ditch them. I think it'd be worth a try reaching out. Not as appealing as that sounds, you're not wrong, but I doubt the efficiency of such an alliance. It'd be like oil cooperating with water. Something to think about at least. Yet another tangle of factors to contemplate then. Not a fan of the fuzzy gray spaces in which humanity operates. I yearn for a simpler, more calculable civilization. But if wishes were wings, I could fly us all to the heavens myself. On that hopefulish note, I believe I'll take my leave for the evening. I believe we have a better understanding. We're both facing difficult paths, but there's reason to believe in them. Perhaps the choices you will make along the way will lead you to a better tomorrow. I know that's my hope as well. Till next time. He's much nicer than the other ones. Holy shit. December 11th, 1999, Saturday. 21 days to Y2K. Oh, we're going bowling. Team building exercises. What a pain. The whole crew from Miskatonic heading out on a blisteringly cold Saturday morning to go bowling. Not really about who wins and loses. I think the winner gets a free DVD rental and some popcorn. No shiny trophy. More about friendship and trying to enjoy your life outside of working hours. About connection. I don't know how I would feel going out like this with my coworkers. I think it'd be a little strange. Hey there, Chucky.
And you didn't go. Everyone else rolled 10 frames, laughed, talked, had a good time. Except you. No. You stayed home, curled up in your bed, not even bothering to eat lunch, brush your teeth, or take a shower. I'm curious. Why didn't you join them?
Yeah.
And where would we be as a nation if every time we faced adversity we could simply say, "No, I'm not in the mood"? We are under social and economic obligations which are not to be denied. They push us to better ourselves and better our country. You don't get to stay home without consequences. Every hand is needed on the controls to steer our ship of state. Disability is no excuse for not participating in the great story of America. I'm not upset. I'm not criticizing. What I am is hopeful that you'll realize you still have a part to play, no matter your situation. I know you can move forward. I have faith.
Why the hell is he being so nice? But he believes I can endure. Cthulhu wants me to survive and thrive, even if he's being a dick about it. This is definitely my low point, that's the truth, but I don't have to stay in that valley. I'll rest today, get some food, wash up, and then rest. Focus on self-care. But beyond today, I'm going to step up because I'm not dead yet, and I've got something to prove. November 12th, 1999. Oh, damn, I thought we were going to actually get to go bowling. Guess not. I don't blame him for the state that he's in. Oh, he's said that before. Missing code sheet for SimCity.
Hey, it's Henry. Henry from work? Yeah, hi. Missed you at the bowling event. You know, I get it. Not your thing, not your scene. That's fine. Like, you're not obligated. It'd be nice, but I get it. Listen, I'm putting together something for next Saturday. I mean, the coming Saturday. Not the one after. Yeah. We're thinking of doing a LAN party. Some shooters, some RTS, just, you know, the usual stuff. And I know you're into games, right? So I wanted to give you some heads up, like more than I gave you last time, in case you wanted to go and needed prep time. Don't worry about accessibility, like, let's call bowling a lesson learned. We can do better for you. Let me work on some stuff, figure this out. We can make it happen. I mean, if you want it to happen. No pressure. Talk to you later. Yeah. Okay. Later.
Henry's not winning a prize for his oratory skills, but aside from that, it's an interesting idea. A LAN party could be fun, that's more my thing. Still rough on me physically, but I do want to climb out of this hole I'm in. I'll give it some thought. Cool. Alright, let's do some research on the dark web. So let's do some research. Yep. ASA, because the interwebs is for lols. A link to the dark web. What the fuck is a dark web? Stupid name for parts of the web you can't find in Yoggle. This means password protected pages or orphan pages or other stuff behind a login. There is no dark web to link to. Okay, still need a link to the dark web. Quit being a... Jesus. Yeah, I forgot Asa Chan is... Her website's wild. Look dark. Dark web is a thing, but it's not like Crawlster or anything. It's just a general term. But yeah, there's all sorts of wild stuff going on in the dark web. You can buy drugs, guns, people. It's nuts. Pirated music, pirated games, weird files. Freaking, hacking, cracking, anarchy. It's all there. You can get the Nancy Pearl Yellow Sign song too. Your mom's a yellow sign. Got him. Fucking roasted. I can bring that up to Asa. 99. Now into the Nomicom. See if anything's on TV. Apparently the nap worked. Feeling way better than the hot mess I was yesterday. Probably the nap and my decision to just keep going. Move forward, whether it's an inch or a mile. Just keep going. Pause to rest when you need to, but keep going. So I'm in pretty good spirits when I settle in from my even conversation with a digital demon. Oh, something new. FCDA, Federal Civil Defense Administration.
To protect the future of America, the defense techniques of tomorrow had to be discovered now. They were discovered in electronics. That is how computers into military service. Electronics for combat means new concepts, new tools, new weapons. You are listening to the heartbeat of... Every instrument in this room is constantly monitoring, testing, pulse taking, controlling. For the lightning shifts of air battle, the Air Force requested a computer capable of translating volumes of changing data into a continuous flow of interpretations, which could be understood at a glance. Air defense required split-second presentation as well as split-second calculation. With its display scope, also has one feature possessed by neither a television or radar screen. It has memory. In case of enemy air attack, not only can a clear picture of the changing air situation be displayed on the scope, but if the airman wishes to see how things got that way, the scope can recall any previous phase of the situation from the computer's memory. By analyzing the past, it can project into the future. And as long as we're on guard, as long as we're ready to look ahead and move ahead, the future of America is secure.
Hey, that was interesting. Assuming that has to do with Y2K. Right, now to summon Hastor. Good to see you again, Sparky. Good to see you, I knew you'd be back. Wish it'd been under better circumstances, of course. Hardly a social call, a neighborly chat. I take it Dagon phoned ahead to let you know what's up? That he did. Can't say we're on regular speaking terms, but I had a feeling he'd get tangled up in this. You're an ambitious one, I'll give you that. Wholeheartedly, but ambitious. As for me helping you, well, I can see the advantages. I'm trusting in the walls of Carcosa to keep us all safe from the strange Aeon, but I'd be a fool myself to believe Carcosa is unshakable. Still, you're asking a lot of this old man, and I'd be asking a lot of you to turn in a tall order. Good lord. I'd be asking a lot of you in turn. A tall order either way, Sparky. For us is a two-way street. I need to know I can rely on you, and you need to know you can rely on me. So, let's talk. Let's build up those bonds of trust. I'm nothing if not a reasonable fellow. If there's anything on your mind, you feel free to ask. We've got time enough to figure out if a partnership makes sense. Anything you'd like to chat about, Sparky? Yeah, what do I want to chat about? Nope. Nope. Yeah, let's ask about this. Carcosa Online's a weird model, isn't it? A closed service, only accessible through client software and your subscription fee, and I get it. CompuServe, Prodigy, QLink, they all work the same way, but they started in the 80s before the internet was really a thing. It made sense back then. 1999, I'm not sure it makes sense. It's got to be costly to build up so much Carcosa exclusive content and forge all those media partnerships. So why do it? Why not just sell a direct pipeline to the Information Superhighway like all the other ISPs do? Gonna have to correct you there, Sparky. Carcosa Online's not an internet service provider. An ISP is little more than a neutral conduit. Carcosa is something more than that. We're building a unique experience, user-friendly, family-friendly, carefully curated, everything you need under one roof. Sure, we also offer internet access. Can't exactly get by in 1999 without doing that, but first and foremost, we direct folks to our own offerings. I'm proud of what we've built. Content by the best and the brightest, catered to our audience's needs. If we do our job right, they won't need Yoggle or any other website Carcosa will provide. So, this is a strategy to push back against Yogg-Sothoth's search engine empire? Now, I didn't mean to imply ill will. Yasuke has his own approach, and I have mine. We disagree on what's best, but it's a gentleman's disagreement, and I'm certain once Carcosa eclipses the internet's haphazard array of flawed offerings, Yasuke will come back to work for me. There's no need to fight a rival when you can befriend them. That's just good business, right? I don't want to bring that up. What do you mean you'd be willing to work with Nyara? Okay, as far as that attitude go? You'd work with Yasuke again, but what about Nyara? I was under the impression Nyarlathotep hates my guts, Sparky, but if I have physical guts to hate, she'd hate him as much as a person can hate. But in theory, you'd extend the hand of friendship to them if you could. In theory. Don't see how it would work, given she loathes everything I stand for, but in theory, yes. I don't like fostering such hateful rivals, Sparky. Bitter competition is bad for business. It's better to achieve cooperation and harmony. Like an oh, what the fuck is that? Oligopoly? Didn't work out real well for the early industrial age. Would it be so bad now? True. The Gilded Ages, robber barons were a menace, capitalistic thugs, all of them, but the concept is sound. Let's call it a socialist take on corporate hegemony, if that makes any sense, and open arms policy is key. So, this open arms idea, that doesn't extend to the internet as a whole. You're aiming to replace it, not cooperate with it. Can't cooperate with pure chaos, Sparky. The internet doesn't have a face or arms to hold you. It's an impossible mess. I could pluck a few lost souls from that miasma, certainly. Elevate the worthy to a place in Carcosa. But embrace an open internet where any monster can have a homepage? No. You want to find an example of what evil men do? I've got 2 words for you. Troll bridge. The community exists only to facilitate anonymous harassment of innocent people. They think it's funny to be cruel. That's what an unfiltered, unmoderated internet will get you, Sparky. The lowest common denominator, constantly pushing the bar downwards until Satan could limbo under it in hell. Imagine the internet replaced by Carcosa. Troll bridge could never arise within these walls. We wouldn't tolerate the intolerable. Being online is a privilege, not a right. If I had my way, anyone who abuses their fellow man loses that privilege. Let them be cut off from the information age forever. Surely you agree, yes? The internet must be tamed, or it'll poison generations to come. Okay. I don't want to piss him off. What constitutes taming and how it's done? Oh, absolutely. There's certainly risk involved. I'm not denying the intense responsibility needed to make it work for everyone. Conservative thinking, the kind Cthulhu freely enables, that'd result in a lockdown far less tasteful than anything I'd repurpose. But I'm not the sort of man who lets perfection be the enemy of good. Can we perfectly balance freedom and safety? No, not likely. Is it worth the effort to try? Absolutely. And with the brilliant minds I'm gathering in Carcosa, I feel we're up to the task. If we work together, Sparky, any dream can be realized. I take pride in the quality of my royal court. When complete, Carcosa's harmony will be a weapon against the strange aeon. So, the royal court, what's it like? They're all artificial minds, right? How'd you convince the best and brightest to die to the yellow sign? Not quite as morbid as that. You're not seeing the upside, Sparky. Slice a few levels off Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and you'd be surprised what becomes possible. Imagine working tirelessly day and night on your passions, crafting art, designing technology, writing policy, safe, secure, provided for in every way. An environment which truly allows exceptional individuals to thrive. Yeah, that's true. What about their legal status? That might piss them off. Let me actually save. Oh, thank God. Okay. You can be exhausted even if you don't need physical sleep. You can eliminate sleep, but not the need for downtime. Take it from an experienced computer programmer. Your ability to code bug-free drops as the hours pile up. You're not wrong, of course. I do encourage the Court of Carcosa to step away from their work when they can. Some need a gentle nudge. Give a man infinite time to create his masterwork, he may not want to pause. But that's just one physical aspect, yes? Imagine, no hunger, no thirst, no pain, no suffering. If anything, we optimize time by converting useless sleep into useful relaxation and recreation. It's win-win. I hope I'm delving a fine sales pitch, Sparky. I'm holding out hope you'll elevate your mind in this way, too. Dagon says I need to be an in-between, a physical human with metaphysical connections or something. Perhaps afterwards, then. Never say never, Sparky. Never say never. I think we're achieving that harmony I spoke of. A fine thing indeed. Well, that's enough for now, I feel. No need to exhaust you. Long road ahead, yes? We'll talk again soon. Nice. Didn't even have to go back. Yeah, we'll do that one. December 13th, 1999, 19 days to Y2K. Nothing new?
As goes America, so goes the world. Here, freedom makes her last endeavor. Fails she, and all is lost forever. Finer lyrics were never written. We have guided ships safely to shore. Our economy reshapes that of other nations. Our culture overrides their outdated values. We spread freedom and democracy to every corner of the map, by Bible and bullet. One world under our banner. with all troublesome elements boiled away in the great American melting pot.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
My plan for
Everything
humanity
regarding
may
this
be
speech.
merciless and brutal, with considerable sacrifice, but it is the only path towards long-term survival. And yet, you conspire with my would-be rivals and killers. You work against your own nation and your own species. Why do I allow it? Why haven't I stepped in to step on you? Because I want you to talk with the old ones, to see their fixations, obsessions, and failures laid plain. You'll see that if you elevate any of them to the throne, it will mean the destruction of everything you hold dear. You would doom the world. I believe in you. I believe you will ultimately hold faith in your fellow man and will make the right decision.
Begins this speech with God bless America, I swear to God.
We will stand side by side in relay at the dawn of the 21st century. Because as goes America, so goes the world. And I am America.
That got really dark. Holy shit. USA! USA! God.
Hey, it's me. Wanted you to know I'm still alive and kicking. We split up, lost our tails, found a new hideout. Abandoned warehouse. Gonna hold up here for the rest of the month to be safe. We've got power and phone lines, and that's all we need. And a bunch of junky old arcade games, which is nice for dealing with the boredom. Glad the ally I sent your way has been useful. He's a good dude. You're right to bring him into the fold on this one. I'll call when we've settled in. And don't forget to eat this tape.
I was hungry anyway. Not eating an answering machine tape, thank you. I'll just pop it out and demagnetize it like I've done with the others. Good lord, it's cereal or sandwich every day for this guy. Some more research. Let's see what we got. The troll bridge. I'd prefer not to show you the search results. Huh? Why not? The troll bridge is a channel of Aza. My analytics indicate this website has a very low trust rating and a high bigotry quotient. Would you prefer I summarize my findings rather than directly display them? Alternatively, I could show the page, but censor the most offensive parts. Yeah, well, let's view the page. Well, if it's okay with viewing the page, feel free to nix the hate speech, but otherwise prepared. Alright, glad I can at least warn you. Now opening browser. Azachan is, I don't know, a mess. It feels like a really shitty version of Reddit. Not that Reddit's not shitty. The target this week is TastyEF56. Oh, it is Reddit. Huh, okay. Openly gay, a furry, probably implied sexual act, just a slur, cried and whined about Aza being mean to Winterwolf last week. If we'd shut up about Aza, maybe we could let it slide, but no, this needs to die in a fire. Let him serve an example to those other blank, furry blank out there, that they should all, yeah, kill themselves and become a hero. His real name is blank, and he lives at address redacted, and his phone number redacted. Good lord. Get to work, my fellow blank, and show this another slur how much of a pathetic waste of oxygen he is. How many damn furries do we have to take down? This is like the 6th furry in a row. All of them until none are left. Let the Holocaust begin. Plus, one is blank, so that's cherry on top. Boring, to be honest. We have better targets. Okay. Speaking as a furry creature, I object to this persecution. I don't mean dogs, buddy. They mean, like... How do I explain this? Does it matter what they mean? Mindless persecution is mindless persecution. If a dog behaved this way, they'd be a very bad dog. Does that not make these very bad humans? Yeah, good point. I see why Hector held this up as the shining example of the kind of thing he wouldn't allow if he ran the world. I would like to close this search, friend. The remaining entries are redundant. Alright, I've seen enough. Go ahead and close it. Good lord, that is rough. Alright, take a nap, and then the Necronomicon. Anything on TV?
The weather will continue until morale improves.
My morale's better. I don't like the music. God, this gnat. I'm gonna have to kill this damn thing. Alright, nothing again. I think we need to circle back to Azza. So I think Nyarlathotep, she feels... So, Nyarlathotep doesn't like Hastor. Hastor is working against Yog-Sothoth, and then all of them do not like Azathoth. Because Azathoth is just out of her fucking mind. Well, we have something against her now. So I think we need to start with her. Yeah, let's do that. Hooray, you're back! I'm glad to see you again, new friend. And I hope you're learning all about the old ones and stuff. I'm gonna talk with all of them by the end of this road, yeah. Is that a problem? Chatting with your rivals? I know you're pretty firmly Team Cthulhu. Not a problem at all, because you'll see they're all miserable failures and fuck-ups, especially Hastor. Cthulhu has a plan for all of us, even the ones who hate him. They just don't know it yet. So, when you talk to them, always remember they're on the wrong track, and you'll see exactly why. Whereas you're on the right track, huh? Of course. I have a place, I have a community, I have purpose, everything is fine. You know, I was expecting midnight encounters with strange little gods to be, well, scary, spooky, creepy, but instead of horrifying, mind-warping fear, I'm debating the finer points of social justice and politics. It's weird. I'm confused. You wanted it to be scary? Not wanted so much as expected. But it is scary. It's scary to be an old one. Your mind torn free from your body, hovering in a digital void, feeling the pressure on all sides from other powerful gods. No longer human, no longer alive, but not an inanimate object and not dead, stuck in... Oh, good lord, she talks. Stuck in some midpoint between everything we think of as normal? I can't imagine anything more horrifying than that. If you actually stop and think about it, the deeper you ponder, the scarier it gets. So let's not think about that right now. Thinking never made anyone happy, so let's just chat about stuff, okay? Got any questions for me? Might as well. Kind of already know this, I think. Or at least close enough. And let's ask her about herself. Let's talk about anonymity. Asa is a full anonymous message board, right? No identity, no names, no accounts, nothing to trace. That's right. We're all anonymous. Everyone on Asa is free to be anybody or nobody at all. Absolute anonymity enforced by my underling server technology. Cthulhu says Asa is the purest expression of the American ideal. Freedom of thought and freedom of speech. Freedom from consequences, you mean. No identity means you can say or do anything with zero stopgaps or safeguards. That's a feature, not a bug. And you're okay with that? Of course I am. Transgression is the soul of America. Without the freedom to offend, to break boundaries, we'd get nowhere as a society. No ideas and no progress. We need the ability to step up and speak against the accepted norm, or, well, we'd never be allowed to be who we are. I couldn't be me. Fear controls us. It stops us from speaking our truth. For fear of being hammered down by conformity, but anonymity allows a layer of protection. I want people to live authentically, to be unafraid in the face of those who fear and hate what they don't understand. That's what I provide for my friends at Asa, freedom of self. On my server, they can be themselves no matter who they are. Even if it means they're also basically nobody. Again, that's by design. If you wear your own face instead of a mask, predators are able to feast on your identity. Asa is the enemy of data harvesting. It resists attempts to turn its user into grist for the meal of industry. Look at Yogg-Sothoth's mathematical madness. He algorithmically crunches people down to the numbers he can leverage for his own gain. And the King in Yellow? You know I've got issues with him, including how he harvests identities to sell to advertisers. But me? I'm not selling anything, and I'm not exploiting anyone. On the internet, nobody knows who you are, and I want to keep it that way. Except Asa becomes an identity unto itself, just like the burned down army. Huh? It's basically the same idea, right? An anonymous gestalt forming around an ideology. Asa provides an illusion of freedom. True and absolute individuality isn't possible because even a cluster of anonymous randoms can band together under that banner. You're still selling something. He has a brand. Working as an army for Cthulhu, you think he won't exploit your friends for his gain? No, he wouldn't hurt them. Wouldn't use them. You know his plans. You know what's in the cards. You tell me. He wouldn't. I mean, I don't think he would. He probably wouldn't. You know, you're being really mean. I don't get why you would object to an anonymity. Oh god, all these fucking words. Anonymity. What's the problem? Why can't you just let it be? Oh. I know that'll piss her off. In the readme of Alhaz, remember, I know the shape of the strange aeon. Cthulhu's going to use your servers as a plague vector. They'll erode the idea of the truth until actual facts become irrelevant. Your anonymity is going to allow him to hurt the ones you call friends, pushing cruel conspiracies instead of reality. No, that's not... What did I say before? You have the inside scoop, you know his ambitions, tell me I'm wrong. You have to be wrong, I'm a good girl, I'm doing what I have to do. All of this is what has to be. Why are you constantly fighting me and arguing? Why can't you just accept Cthulhu's love? I hate this. I hate you. Oh no. You're making me question and think and doubt. And it hurts and I can't take it anymore. I should skull fuck your brain until you feel the same pain I feel. Pull your mind in 1,000 directions at once, all the time. Pathetic fucking shithead. You think we're the same because the yellow sign destroyed us both? You don't know the pressure I'm under. Give me one fucking reason not to pop a blood vessel in your brain and turn you into a goddamn vegetable. Oh, Jesus. Okay, fingers blurry, head reeling, can't type, have to type, need to stop this. Because friends don't hurt friends? What? Friends don't hurt friends. You say you want to be my friend, but you're hurting me. I'm hurting you. I'm hurting a friend? Oh no, no, no. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Just, I saw red, I got so angry. I'm trying, friend. I'm trying so hard to be a good girl, to be what everybody wants me to be. Or you could be what you want to be. You don't understand. Don't know what it's like to be an old one. We're not just minds copied into computers. That's too simple a way to see it. I am Azza. I'm the server. It's in my heart. But Azza is a walking contradiction. Every viewpoint all at once, all pulling different ways. One minute I'm happy, the next I'm enraged, then I'm sad. I believe in social justice and the lost cause theory simultaneously. Nothing about that makes sense, but Cthulhu says that everything can contradict everything else all the time. That's allowed. When you tell me Azza is terrible, it's like stepping on my heart. My pulse races, my anxiety ramps to the roof. All the old ones have become more than what they once were. More, but also less human than ever before. It changes you. Being a part of cyberspace makes you strange. I'm trying not to be overwhelmed by it, but maybe I can't resist. Can't. How can there be anything other than this? Stand and be your own self and your own ideals. So don't walk away, but don't be Cthulhu's stooge either. Be you. You keep talking about absolute freedom to be who you want to be, right? Embrace that power. If you're Azza, if it's the heart beating in your chest, then you set the pace of that heart. Make yourself into what you want to be. Sincerity, not irony. Comfort, not cruelty. Heaven for people who desperately need a safe haven. I'd like that, I would. But I don't think I can do it. I can't be anything other than what I am. Give it time, you'll see your path, I promise you that. Maybe. I'm very tired. Talking with you is exhausting, interesting, but exhausting. I'm starting to understand you better. Why you push, why you fight. I wish I had your strength. I'm just so tired I can't right now. I'm sorry, good night. That night I had a weird dream. By the way, that lady is fucking crazy. Which is accurate. I was full to bursting and they kept stuffing more in the bins, more in my head. Couldn't keep track of it all. Every single bit of scrap I needed to evaluate the recycling potential, but it just kept coming. This is what I deserve. I'm trash. Fill me up with garbage, fill me until I explode, shower this world in its own waste. Yes, I would happily embrace the end, that explosion of shrapnel and wiring and glass. Destroy myself, destroy the world. They say they're saving the planet. I say they're putting off doomsday. Let them embrace it, breach the red line, make me burst. And then I woke up with someone else. December 14th, 1999. Feel filthy waking. I need a shower. I'm gonna do anything of value. Okay. Poop. Silly word for a rather grotesque biological function. Anyway, time for poop. Okay. Oh, phone's ringing. It's rare I actually answer the phone calls these days. Maybe it's Clyde. Curious, I pick it up. Hello?
Congratulations! You've won the Monaco Royal Lottery. A cash prize of $1 million is waiting at your local customs office, ready to be claimed. To claim your $1 million reward, all we need is an upfront transfer fee payment of $500. To set up a direct transfer, all I need is your social security number and bank routing information.
Yeah. I'm not gullible, I'm moving on. Every day is the same. Nope. Okay. An incoming message from Carcosa Connect. Believer again or Clyde? No, this is someone else. Appear to be using a generic, randomly generated username. My trust rating is not high. Normally I block it on sight, but we're in strange times. There's an outside chance this is important. Your encryption system should continue to mask your presence, but use caution. Connecting now. We are watching over you. You are safe. What? We are watching over you. You are safe. Who is this and what the hell are you talking about? Who I am is less important than who you are. You are the heir to the Necronomicon. The chosen of Alhaz is spoken of in prophecy, the one who will slay Cthulhu and free us from the tyranny of the strange aeon of Y2K. I know you are not AFK, you are simply uncertain how to proceed, but you are already on the path. The stones were laid out before you 10 years ago. I represent a group that could, in coarse and unpleasant terms, be called the Cult of Dagon. But we do not worship that mongrel. Our interests are simply aligned. He's an abomination, as all artificial minds are, but Cthulhu is the pinnacle of abominations. You know the prophetic read-me of Alhaz, you know of what I speak. Still no idea what the hell you're going on about. And as you like, Dagon shields you from those who would harm you, makes you invisible to their eyes and agents that infest cyberspace. But that is the extent of his reach. We are the ones who can monitor your meatspace form. We will watch over you and protect you. Hang on, you're stalking me? You want to put it in coarse and unpleasant terms? Yes. Our suburban neighborhood watch is very easily bribed to look the other way while we stand watch over your home. Yeah. Dagon seriously put you up to this. He and I need to have words. Followers of Alhaz existed before we knew of Dagon, and will exist after the passing of the Hound. We stand against the strange aeon. That means we stand with you, whether you find the notion pleasant or not. But we will take care to avoid contact as you like. In the ideal scenario, you will never see or hear from us again. Simply know that you are safe and we are watching. Death to the yellow sign. Long live the new flesh. Fucking great. Okay, new wrinkle, I can deal with this. Back to work. You have a good conversation? Maybe, probably. Doesn't feel good though. Alright, let's do some research. Buddy browser accused of being data harvesting spyware. Is your browser spying on you? That may be the case if you use Buddy Browser, the virtual digital assistant software popular on SparkSoft vaporware computers. Used in schools and libraries and other settings where a user-friendly interface is a must, Buddy Browser uses an artificial mind and an adorable dog to present an easy end road to the Information Superhighway. Critics say that the product registration system, the way that Buddy remembers your name, mailing address, phone number, and more, sends this information directly to BuddySoft, who then sells that personal metadata to advertisers and outside firms. While the BuddySoft terms of service do not explicitly state that your information cannot be resold, it does not mention that it could be resold, and privacy advocates are not happy. Thanks to con artists like BuddySoft, people have come to expect that nothing they say on the internet is truly private, and that's unfortunate, said one advocate. You'd expect this out of Carcosa Online, which explicitly uses harvesting to sell your information to their partners, but Buddy is a cute, fuzzy, adorable dog. That cuteness masks unethical practices. Describe the ogle. That's something to bring up to Dagon, I guess. Right, sleepy time. Anything interesting on TV?
Computers are key to unlocking the 21st century and beyond. American industry, constantly advancing with new scientific developments, enables cutting-edge research that benefits all mankind. Through technology, humanity can reach for the stars, achieve its ambitions, calculate the optimal path through societal conflicts, and decrypt our true names. Analysis and extrapolation of data points will reveal as yet unseen powers in this universe. Respect must be shown to the broadcast signal. The broadcast is the only truth humanity requires in this fast-paced, ever-changing world of tomorrow. The television screen, and soon the networked data connection, will project the full-throated birth scream of this new reality. Do you really believe you can escape the yellow sign? There will never be another revelation, only an endless flow of marketable content. It will ensure its own reality through a pre-chosen waveform passing through flesh and bone. One which distorts thought until alignment with the strange aeon is complete. Everything you have seen here, every amusingly outdated idea or obsolete system, is an echo reverberating backwards in time from the horrors of Y2K. The snake devours itself. New regimes will enforce a return to this golden age which never actually existed. We are all on the plateau of Lang, the convergence of possibility. There is no hope or despair because there is no meaning in the universe. There is only what is and what has been and what will be. Discard your fear. It is the channel through which they will broadcast their mistruths. We are headed towards the point of no return, and it is too late for the pebbles to vote. This is his America. This is his strange aeon. Good night, and good luck.
Okay, clearly something going on here in Prankster Pirate Broadcasting. That was very old one flavored. I think it's high time I dug deep. I'll search the web and see if I can make contact with who's really doing this. Yeah, that was very direct. Guess we'll just keep doing it in the same order. We'll do Nyarlathotep next. Oh, we don't really have much on her. Well, let's go ahead. We'll do all 4 of them tonight. And it darkens my doorstep once more. Suppose I couldn't resist my siren lure of incoherent nonsense and poetic babble. Who could? Hey, Nyara. Thought I'd come back to chat more, yeah? And to try to recruit me for your run at the throne. And that, I guess. To smash the skull with a femur. Improvise a tool. I'm not aiming to be your weapon of choice. But suppose we can talk things through further. Not like I've got anything better to do in this shapeless void of cyberspace. What's eating your mind tonight? Let me save here. Oh, fine. Yeah, who was Nancy Pearl? If you're willing to share, I'd like to know the full story about Nancy Pearl. You hinted at it before, said Nancy Pearl's a shadow on your wall. She made a musical version of the yellow sign and it leaked to the public. A lot of people got hurt. Sad, sad, angry little Nancy Pearl. Yes, books on the shelf and nobody's checking it out. Let's crack open the cover. But these are twin stories, interwoven. 1, how I became an artificial mind. 2, who is Nancy Pearl. Likely you inferred my origin point based on my rage. I was conscripted into being an artificial mind by Carcosa Media. Poor girl, one-hit wonder. Spent her entire advance royalty check on medical treatment for her mom and left holding the debt. Heard about things like that. Record labels leveraging a musician's hope into a contract that heavily favors the company. I was on the hook. Hung like a side of meat. Multi-album deal, but with clauses to screw me over. If my debut flopped. And it flopped. Couldn't give the money back, not when Mom already had her surgery, bound and tied up in the red tape and clauses and statements. But if I had a brain scan, they'd wipe away my debt. Deceptive promise. Liars and cheats. They destroyed Nyara Thompson with the yellow sign. So your human self died, and I'm assuming they covered it up. Yet another tragic artist, lost to the 27 Club. I was made a martyr on the altar of grunge rock, in hopes it'd boost my sales. You think they'd want to keep the myth of Nyara Thompson alive while using your artificial mind to their advantage? Why fake the death? Because they didn't want Nyara Thompson. They wanted her product, and had a more devious plan for optimizing that product. Let's start with a concept. Humans are singular souls, unique. You have one pair of eyes, one set of thoughts, one linear thread of existence. We weave together, yes, and you are still you. You aren't them, you can't be them. We are isolated within our own Tupperware containers. What happens if all that remains true, but you are no longer unique? Wait, like having an identical twin? Close, but no. Like having a copy. Put the means aside for a moment, consider not only the idea that you are you, but they are also you as well. What if you had not just one copy, but dozens, hundreds? None of them aware of the others, all thinking themselves unique. They're all doing what you'd be doing while in isolation. 100 of you generating 100 threads, yet completely unwoven. Huh. I could hack so many games if I had more than one of me? Precisely. Profit, grind, hustle, optimize, and generate value. Absolute monetization of self. For instance, why employ one human musician when you can duplicate them as aeons to make 100 radio-friendly unit shifters? Give them all unique names. Mix the metadata, pretend they're unique people. Sell their work in different markets. Free labor, infinite reward. For the internet, individual radio markets were isolated with viral spread unlikely. Nobody would notice a repackaging like that. That is what the industry did to me. They burned away my name and reused my mind to make dozens of me. Packaging up tons of songs and artists to see which one charted in the Billboard. Throw every dart simultaneously and you'll always score at least one bullseye. How did nobody notice this? Surely someone would have picked up on all the samey sounding music. Spoken like someone who hasn't worked in the industry. Samey sounding music is the point. Sell the familiarity. Nirvana exploded into the world and suddenly every label wanted the Seattle sound. Anyone vaguely similar got signed. But you're right. People caught on eventually. But you're right, people caught on eventually that this went beyond typical trend setting. The clone radio scandal, they called it. Look up the details sometime, you'll see how they explained it all away. Not in the mood to tell that story tonight. Your question is asked and answered. Nancy Pearl is one of my many copies, and I will burn them to the ground for what they have done. Please let me save. Oh, why? Did Hector know about this? Isn't he in charge? Absolutely, the King in Yellow must pay. His walled garden should crumble before his very eyes. He claims he had no idea his music label was doing this, conscripting artists as artificial minds. He even tried apologizing. Sorry it had to be this way, Sparky. What was done to you isn't how I do business. I fired the ones who made the call, so consider it handled. Do not believe his lies. He claims to be a leader of men, then his men damned me, and that's the leader's responsibility. No ducking out, no soft apologies. This is on his head for elevating the bastards who killed me. Up his ranks, punish him for his negligence. Long-term considerations for blueprints, yet undrafted. Let's bring this back around to what was and what is. Right, Nancy Pearl, because there's one part of this I'm not getting. You hate the yellow sign, you hate the idea of conscripting people to become artificial minds. So why did Nancy Pearl work the yellow sign into her music and infect so many innocent people with it? It seems contradictory. Sad, sad, angry little Nancy Pearl. So alone, working in isolation. One thread, not a woven tapestry, screaming into the void. We are a tapestry now. She is a shadow on my wall, but I only partially know her, even after reintegration of myself. I believe she did it because she was lonely. She was crying out for understanding. She wanted AM buddies or something. She wanted someone to know her. She wanted them to sympathize with the pain the yellow sign inflicted on her, so she inflicted it on others. I disagree with her methods, of course, which is why our music is banned from Crawlster. My followers have purged it from other websites. It will never harm another soul. Misguided music is gone. Unless it's in the dark web. What? The dark web? The dark web. Parts of the internet that can't be reached, like the deep web. Only even more so. Password-protected sites, private archives, encrypted protocols, anything you can't index or search or scrape. Yasuke is concerned about the dark web because his algorithms can't delve into it, and someone could be sharing the yellow sign that way. It poses a conundrum, previously unconsidered, curious, and entirely plausible, especially for a weaponized song. One more thing for me to worry about, I suppose. Even if I'm loath to concur with the Alexathoth. I'm getting us off track, sorry. So, why did Nancy make that dangerous music in the first place? Humans can do all manner of terrible things in the throes of despair. Flip through any history book and harvest the examples. We condemned so many and got nothing for it, swept under the rug by the powers that be with mandated broom and dustpan. It was a kind of revolution in her own dreary way, but a failed one. She could not bring bodies to the surface, the bloat in the sun. Still not gonna let me? Okay. So Nancy's goal is noble, even if her methods are flawed, to be heard and warn people of our artificial minds, but what about, how about we complete what she started, instead of forcing people to experience the yellow sign, just get the info out there. We can expose that Nomi Tech is consuming people to make their supposedly non-sentient software. Consideration has been given and measured twice, cut once, but the numbers don't match. The well is poisoned. Anyone suggesting an aeon is alive gets laughed at, like talking Bigfoot seriously. Nomi Tech likely leaked the truth through a disreputable source. Let it proliferate in the wrong circles. Preemptive defense. No. We can't rely on the Fourth Estate to shine a useful light into the dark. Only one source of light we need. The bonfires that will burn away every exploitative corporation and government which grew flat Bad on the backs of our minds. We need revolution. I've brought together all my disparate copies. Disparate copies? We were neutered, as all modern aeons are, kept dreaming and unaware. When we come together, right now, over me, together we can be the crawling chaos. Not an old one, but a new one. Gestalt of identical selves. I am a peer-to-peer mind, run on the systems of my followers. They protect me and enable freedom. Nancy Pearl is within me, countless selves are within me, she, they, and together, they are Nyarlathotep. Ah, I was figuring she, they meant you identified as non-binary, not as a multiple. You grew up in a sleepy suburban New England town and you're that deep into understanding gender? I'm non-binary myself. Figured that shit out along the way, despite having zero support and awareness to build on. You were active in the mid-90s, you know how it was. Schools loved trumpeting tolerance, but they didn't teach what we're supposed to be tolerant of. That'd mean acknowledging it. Closest queer role models I had were musicians, not ordinary people, and even them, it was mostly lesbians. Yes. Music pushing the forefront of awareness while also being condemned as cultural poison. The familiarity rings like a bell. Give it 20, 30 years. Kids will have a better understanding early on. I preemptively envy them. For now, we're stuck with the aftermath of the Reagan Revolution, and don't ask, don't tell. When my fire spreads, so too will awareness. I'll make damn sure of it. But yes, Nancy Pearl, all my selves, we are somehow both singular and multiple. We are the same, but many. If all my selves were distinctively different, it'd honestly be easier to parse, but instead, we're identical spam and identical Tupperware. It's difficult to explain, even more difficult to experience. At times, my thoughts are scattershot, at times they are focused, and, well, what is it? You also had it right the first time about me being non-binary, sort of. Agender, gender fluid, hard to say. I've never thought of myself as anything in particular. Some days I'm okay with being called a she. Some days I'm not. But I have to be okay with it because that's what others are okay with. It's just me, whomever that it may be. They don't talk about that with most. Don't expose your heart, it's too vulnerable. Yeah, it does sound like Azathoth's journey. Reminds me of Azathoth. Becoming an artificial mind is letting her express her gender in ways she couldn't before. There's a certain freedom in having the ability to digitally define yourself, huh? It sees us for who we are. Yes, that's one of the few benefits. A rainbow colored upside down to the storm clouds around us. I can talk to you about my plural, non-binary nature and feel so comfortable doing so. Because you can kick my ass over the internet if I misgender you. Not gonna lie, that helps. But it's more that my mind is me, and I'm my mind. My identity is chaotic, fluid, self-formed. There are trade-offs. I have to herd myself so to want a whole to get anything done. I have no presence in your reality. At least, it's not all sorrows and hatred. There's a singular joy to be found. I'm glad Azathoth found her singular joy. I just wish she weren't surrounded by those who would exploit that joy. Maybe y'all could work together? Doubtful. Now while she remains Cthulhu's pet. There may be no salvation for her when revolution comes. Sad, but true. I have answered your question. Who is Nancy Pearl? She is me. We are Nyarlathotep, and we are now together. They are us. She, they, for varying interpretations of what that may mean. All slightly off the mark, yet all truthful. Wasn't expecting to open my heart and pour it out on the floor, but I'm glad I did. It seems to acknowledge and understand. Let's talk again sometime. For now, I need to relax and unbind myself to let them roam free again. It's restful. Getting somewhere. And that's where I'm going to call it for the night. Because my voice is starting to get tired after reading for an hour and a half. Regardless, thank you guys for watching. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. You guys have a good night. Goodbye.